हेलो वेलकम। आज हम देखेंगे कि कंप्यूटर फंडामेंटल्स का टेस्ट 5 को क्वेश्चन 1 which one of the below is not an input of the control unit. Okay, so input of the control unit इनमें से क्या क्या नहीं है. Okay, so इसका आंसर हो जाएगा कंट्रोल सिग्नल्स टू कंट्रोल बस. ओके, सो एक्सप्लेनेशन नहीं होगा कि आईआर मीन्स जो सारे ऑप्शन को देख लेते हैं. एक ऑप्शन है आईआर मीन्स इंस्ट्रक्शन रजिस्टर. तो यहाँ पे तो आईआर इंस्ट्रक्शन रजिस्टर क्या है, इसलिए इसका आंसर होगा कंट्रोल सिग्नल टू कंट्रोल बस. ये कंट्रोल यूनिट का पार्ट नहीं है. सो इंस्ट्रक्शन रजिस्टर क्या है, तो इंस्ट्रक्शन रजिस्टर इज एन इनपुट टू द कंट्रोल यूनिट. सो यहाँ पे पूछा है इनपुट यूनिट कौन नहीं, तो ये तो आईआर इज एन इनपुट टू कंट्रोल यूनिट as it holds the current instruction that is being executed and the control unit reports this instruction. Then clock है, clock क्या है, the clock signal is also an input to control unit as it synchronizes the timing of operations within the CPU. Then control signal to control bus, ये कुछ inputs होता नहीं है. So actually these are outputs from the control units that are used to manage and the operation of the CPU and other components of the system. So answer होगा control signal to control bus. Control signal to control bus. Then question 2. The slower devices were connected over a dashboard and the faster devices were connected over dashboard. So slower devices connected to dashboard, faster devices connected to dashboard. So the slower has serial ports, and faster होगा USB, that is universal serial bus. Okay. So serial port क्या है? Serial ports are older and slower communication devices and primarily for connecting legacy devices like mouse, keyboard, or modems. They transport data one bit at a time, which makes them suitable for slower devices. So slower होगा serial port, and the universal serial port, that is USB port क्या है? That are modern and faster interfaces widely used for connecting a variety of devices such as flash drives, external hard disk drive, printer, and other peripherals. This we can transport data at much higher speeds compared to serial and parallel ports. So यहाँ पे slower हो जाएगा आपका serial port and faster हो जाएगा USB, that is option number B. And question number 3. The arithmetic operations involving decimal numbers of floating point numbers are performed by dash. So floating point unit क्या है? Actually इसका आंसर होगा floating point unit. Floating point unit, that is option number B. So floating point unit क्या है कि it is a specialized part of the CPU designed specifically to handle complex arithmetic operations that involve decimal numbers of floating point numbers. So it performs operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, and square root of the floating point numbers. Okay? So then ALU, arithmetic and logic units. ALU performs arithmetic and logic operations. It primarily handles integer arithmetic, not floating point. So bus interface unit क्या है? The unit messages data transfer between the CPU and other components of the computer. This does not perform the arithmetic operations. So the FPU, that is floating point unit, is responsible for handling arithmetic operations including decimal or floating point numbers. So इसका आंसर हो जाएगा option number B, that is floating point unit. Question number 4. The name the unit which performs Boolean operation like and or not. So इसका आंसर हो जाएगा option number A, that is arithmetic and logic unit. So यहाँ पे arithmetic and logic units, that is option number A. So ऑप्शन भी सारे देख लेते हैं क्या क्या. So यहाँ क्वेश्चन पूछा है नेम द यूनिट व्हिच परफॉर्म्स बूलियन ऑपरेशन लाइक एंड और नॉट. एंड और नॉट में कौन सा यूनिट बूलियन ऑपरेशन को प्रोवाइड करता है, तो इसका आंसर होगा अरिथमेटिक एंड लॉजिक यूनिट, ऑप्शन नंबर ए. So ALU is the part of the CPU responsible for performing both arithmetic operations like addition and subtraction. लॉजिकल क्या है? एंड और नॉट. So it is special for executing basic operations that are fundamental to computer processing. So APU बता चुका हूँ मैंने APU क्या है, एंड बॉस इंट्रोड्यूशन में भी बता चुका हूँ क्या है. सो इसका आंसर होगा ऑप्शन नंबर 8, एथनियम लॉजिक. Question 5. The step of microprograms control limit are executed in. So, इसका आंसर हो जाएगा one clock cycle. That is option number C. One clock cycle, option number C. So, one clock cycle is a microprogram control unit. These micro instructions, that is, which controls the operation of the CPU, is typically executed in one clock cycle. So, the microprogram control unit uses a sequence of these micro instructions to implement the control signals required for executing instructions in a step-by-step manner. So flag क्या है? अगर ऑप्शन देख लेते हैं, flag क्या है? These are status indicators that reflect the outcome of the operation, that is zero, carry, or overflow, but are not directly related to the execution of microprograms control unit steps. Okay? So IF instruction register that holds the correct instructions being executed, but does not determine the execution time of the microprogram control unit steps. So in a microprogram control unit, the steps are executed in one clock cycle. Please consider option number C, one clock cycle. And question number 6. Which one of the below can reduce the size of the microprogram? तो microprogram का size को कौन reduce करता है? Yes. So इसका आंसर होगा vertical microprogram. That is option number C. Vertical microprogram. Option number C. Vertical microprogram. So vertical microprogramming, this approach to microprogramming uses more complex encoded format for microinstructions, where each microinstruction controls a small set of operations. Because of the encoding, vertical microprogramming typically requires fewer bits for microinstructions, thus reducing the overall size of the microprogram. Then horizontal क्या है? Horizontal microprogram uses wider microinstructions that control many operations simultaneously. So leading to a larger microprogram size. So high level language support क्या है? So ये क्या है? While this can influence the design of a microprogram control unit, it does not directly reduce the size of the microprogram itself. So vertical microprogram is the method that can reduce the size of the microprogram. That is option number C. And question number 7. JAS provides the flexibility of adding, removing instructions by changing the contents of microprogram. So इसका आंसर हो जाएगा ऑप्शन पर बी, दैट इज microprogramming. Microprogramming. So microprogramming क्या है? This approach involves storing micro instructions in memory, that is often called also micro memory. So by sensing the contents of this memory, micro memory, you can easily add or remove instructions. So this provides flexibility in modifying and expanding the instruction set of control unit without changing the hardware. So hardware implementation क्या है? So this approach involves designing fixed logic circuits to perform specific control functions. It lacks the flexibility to easily add or remove instructions because it requires physical changes to the circuit. Micro instruction क्या है? These are individual instructions within the microprogram. While they are part of the microprogramming process, they themselves do not provide flexibility. So it is the microprogramming process that also. इसका आंसर हो जाएगा microprogram. Question number 8. JAS is an application in microprogram. So microprogramming का application क्या है? Control units. Control units. Option number C. Control unit. Control unit क्या है? In a microprogram control unit, microprogramming is used to control the CPU operations. The control unit generates the necessary control signals based on the microprogram, which states how the CPU should execute instructions. So microprogramming allows for a more flexible and easily modifiable control. So other option देख लेते हैं. Micro diagnostics. So this typically refers to technique or tools used for diagnosing and troubleshooting hardware software issues. So it is not directly application of micro diagnostics, not the application of micro depot unit. This is the unit is responsible for interpreting instructions and translating them into computer signals. While it may do, while it may work in conjunction with a microprogramming control unit, it is not an application of microprogramming itself. So, control unit is the most appropriate answer. Also, directly utilizes microprogramming to manage and control CPU operations. इसका आंसर हो गया control unit, that is option number C, control unit. Then 9, which of the following are interrupt instructions? So interrupt instruction क्या क्या होगा? Intro होगा, fault and wait होगा. That is both of these. Both of the group. So intro क्या है? Interrupt on overflow. Okay? So this is an interrupt instruction used to generate an interrupt if an overflow condition is detected during arithmetic operations. Then fault and wait क्या है? While not an interrupt instructions, so it is related to, this is the instructions per second. Sorry, instructions per second. It is related to handling interrupts. It can be used to halt the CPU's execution and wait for an interrupt to occur. So both of these most appropriate answer. Question 10. STI stands for. STI stands for set interrupts enable flag. So option number to set interrupt enable, that is STI. This instruction is used to enable interrupts by setting the interrupt enable flag in the CPU's flag register. When this flag is set, the CPU will respond to interrupt request. Then software interrupt क्या है? ये कुछ नहीं है actually. तो software interrupts are typically involved in instruction INT or call in single levels. Please cancel the option for it, that is set interrupts. सारे हो गया. Question 1 का A, yes. Question 2 का B. Question 3 का B. Question 4 A. Question 5 C. Question 6 C. Question 7 B. Question 8 C. 9 C. Final question 10, that is A. Yeah, submit हो गया. Then test 5 हो गया. Then week 6 का देखेंगे next video. So thank you.